Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome back to Let's Play Looney Tunes and Carrot Crazy. In the last episode, we completed the city level, and we beat Daffy Duck at his own game. Now we're going to the zoo, take on Taz. Scene 1 of Taz's Zoo. The difficulty is going to be picking up just a little bit. And I need to remember that the game does not refill my lives. Also, Taz is just like Daffy Duck. You can duck his dynamite, but of course he also moves around a little more quickly. Just a little more, though. And you can hit Taz while he is spinning as well, so that's a thing. Also, I should have not switched to Lola. At least not yet. I still need her, or I still need Bugs, rather, to get to the dig point so I can dig. You can only dig with Bugs. You can't dig with Lola. So every time I have to go to a place where I have to dig in order to continue on, I have to switch to Bugs, then dig, and then switch back to Lola. I'm not sure if I ever made that clear, but that's one of the things that Bugs can do that Lola can't. Also, those little monkey enemies will throw boulders at you. Thankfully, you don't even have to jump to hit them. You can just stay near the box and hit them with your weapon. Also, I need to remember to press A, not B, to get the hippos to move around. Here's the she-devil. There is actually a variation of Taz in this stage. Instead of spinning around, though, she burrows into the ground and only comes back up to throw rolling pins at you. I kind of like that they did that. I mean, you have Bugs and Lola has the rolling pin, and she has the rolling pin too, so that's a little interesting. And I need to hover right here, so that way I can grab this. And I narrowly missed getting hit there. I thought I was going to get hit by that rolling pin, but thankfully that did not happen. And I do want to continue on, grab the A. I thought I was going to duck under that, but apparently that was not the case. I'm going to switch to Lola real quick, as part of what we're going to do here at the end, where we have to grab a bunch of carrots that are in the air here. And there should be 2 of these that we need to grab. There's one of them. What did I miss? And if I can grab this in time, I should be able to see. What in the world did I miss? I know we've grabbed the second one. So I'm trying to figure out what we missed in between things. We're at the end. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. I can't believe I actually missed the clapper. And I want to land... well, I died. I had the feeling I was probably going to die in this stage at least once, so we can do this again. At least this time I know how to get all of the extra letters and... Really? At least I know how to get all of the extra letters, as well as get all of the carrots. I know we didn't miss that clapper. I know that. So we can go back and get this again. I'm gonna float downwards just because. And now we are going to dig over here. Why do I have the feeling I should have went over here, maybe? And that's what I missed. I wasn't even paying attention to that. Well, at least I can get back on the hippo. I can't believe I completely forgot to look up right here for that... for that clapper right there. I forgot to look up there for that... well, not just the clapper, but also that carrot that allowed me to fly as well. I completely just didn't even notice it. I mean, it's there in plain sight, right before this chili pepper, but I just wasn't even paying attention. Oh well, I will take that death. I expected to die at least once on this part of Taz's Zoo in particular anyway. So it's not like it's gonna be the worst thing in the world if I did die on part 1 of all this. And I am going to use Lola to get to this clapper, so that way I can go ahead and float if I need to. And if you could get destroyed, that would be alright. I keep forgetting to talk about these pots, by the way. You have to use these pots in order to get the giraffes to bend their heads down and eat from said pots, so therefore you can continue through the level. I really like that mechanic. And now it's time to do this once again. Thankfully, when we collect the thing here, we'll be able to end the first part of Taz's Zoo. And thankfully we have all of the extra letters so I can get that life back. And throw this to you. And you. And you. And you. As long as you know what you're doing and you don't panic too much, you can hit all of these things. It's always nice to be able to get to this bonus stage because you can always get an extra life, assuming you know what it is you need to do. There we go. I mean, if you make one errant throw, you have at least one more chance to get it, otherwise you're kind of boned. And there we go, we got the extra life. It's a shame I had to lose one in scene 1, but I had the feeling that was probably going to happen anyway. Anyway, scene 2, this one gets a little bit more difficult when it comes to grabbing the things. I know for a fact that the R in extra is probably the hardest thing to get, but there is a trick to getting it. Also, new game mechanic here, the balloons. Ow. Ah! I thought I could duck that. Apparently not. But I do want to go up here, thanks to our good buddy, the Flying Carrots, because we can get up here. And we can get up here in case we miss the X. Had to stay silent there to concentrate, but it worked. Oh, and you can duck down here and dig with bugs, but you're better off using Lola and the Flying Carrots to get the X, because if you don't go up there, you're gonna miss it. And there is a much needed heart there. I do want that. And let's go ahead and push a pot and get the giraffe to eat something again. And you may have the hover to get that tea, but it's so worth it. The thing about the Tweety birds that carry the power-ups, they don't exactly go away when you manage to get them to the top of the screen. As long as they're on screen, they will continue to float, so you can get them to the top of the area, as long as you keep off-screening them to some degree. And by holding A and walking off the edges, I can get all these carrots a little safely. Always something you want to do. So, because of that, because of the off-screen nature of the Tweety birds, you use that carrot up there to get back, by the way. Due to the off-screen nature of the Tweety birds, in case Tweety goes to the top of the screen, like right here, like with this R, if Tweety manages to get to the top of the screen with the R and you manage to miss the R, you can grab a flying carrot and be able to get back to Tweety later and have a second chance at getting the R. The Tweety birds only start flying away, flying upwards and away from you, when you are a certain distance close enough to them. So you don't have to worry about them flying upwards as soon as you see any part of them on the screen, which is a good thing, because that gives you plenty of chances to get the power-ups. There was the Tweety with the A, and that was the Tweety with the R that we just saw right now, right before we got this final clapper. So if we wanted to, and we missed the R, we could actually take the time to get the R again, get it a little more successfully that time, backtrack back to the end, do the whole flying carrot thing one more time, and then get the final clapper to end the level. I do like that. So now we're doing this again. We're throwing dynamite at the enemy. Well, not really enemies, but rather the targets. And once you've played this thing once, you basically played every instance of this game. I'm pretty sure there may be more and more targets the further you get into the game, and the more times you collect all 5 of the extra levels in one scene. But other than that, that's pretty much all there is to it. Once you know what to do, this is pretty easy. And thankfully, at least you can aim a little, or move while aiming a little bit. So that's always nice. And now the troop escapes. I like this one compared to the other two, even though it's just one of those you've seen one, you've seen them all sort of things. Because you're running to the right this time. It took 3 levels to do this. Also destroy this cage. And of course you will have to deal with the the she-devil making holes in the ground. If you run into those, that's instant death. And we got the balloons now. Because the troop of animals is now moving a little further to the right. And if you land in that troop of animals, that's instant death. And when you get on the bicycle, pre-pressing A, don't worry about any other hazards. All you'll have to deal with on the bike parts are your speed and the troop of animals itself, the little stampede on the left side of the screen. And a thing about the balloons, or rather 2 things. 1, you're going to have the hover from one to the next, and 2, these things will explode on you after a few seconds, and it does not matter if you are grabbing onto them or not when that happens. You want to get off of them to the next balloon in the set before they explode. Also, you want to watch out for the safes. Once they're on screen a little bit, they hit the floor and blow up. Also, the A is quite possibly the hardest letter to grab. Unless you keep your distance a little bit. If you go too far to the right, you're not going to be able to grab it at all. And apparently, these things are easy to duck. Wow, I can't believe I didn't get hit by that. Apparently, these dynamite sticks that Taz throws, they're easier to dodge or duck under when you're close to him. If you're like slightly further away, there's a 50-50 chance you're probably going to get hit. And we got all the extra letters again. So let's go ahead and hitting all the targets here, and I thought I was going to overshoot that, but thankfully I did not. So we've got 3 worlds down, and we're going to enter another one in the next video. I'm going to mention what it is as soon as we get out of this bonus area. World 4 is kind of where I stopped it. I kind of stopped halfway through World 4 in the tryout. And thankfully I got the extra life. Middle of World 4 was where I stopped in the Twitter tryout. And also where the game starts getting a little frustrating. A little bit. We have another password for beating 3 stages now. Yosemite Sam on the left, Daffy Duck in the center, and Elmer Fudd on the right. I'll go ahead and keep this screen up a little bit more so you can remember to pause it if you need to and get the password down. And I'll just go ahead and go to the World Select screen. So now we are going to Marvin the Martian's world. We're going in outer space, which is kind of surprising because you probably expect this to be the final world, but it isn't. It's the second to last. So join me next time where we go through World 4 and tackle Marvin the Martian. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!